Olin Jackman gives it to Dre Parks. Parks looking to set something up. Cagey opening by both sides. There's Parks going for a three, and he makes his first three of the night.
Yeah, really good in-out play there, Jeff. Ball into the low post, straight back out. Very difficult for the defence to rotate out and cover that play.
And there's Leeds back on the offence now with Eisenbarger. He finds Marsden inside, who's guarded by Scott Martin. Marsden comes into the middle, tries to force a shot, finds Anebo, who gets free and knocks a nice 10-foot shot. Eisenbarger tries to go into the basket. Hart to Martin. Martin back out to Hart. Hart looking for the 3-point, comes inside and makes a nice 2-point shot from the free throw. He finds Anebo just outside the 3-point line. Sandoval comes up, picks up the ball, tries to drive down the lane. Goes through the middle and nicely up with Sandoval, who finds Marsden. Marsden fakes, goes to the basket, but then throws it back out to Eisenbarger. He's tough defense by Joe Hart, and nicely tidied up by Olin Jackman. Jackman and Hart combining well on defense there. And there's Fletcher at the other end. He going to the basket. On Sandoval. Marsden trying to drive to the basket, looking for room. Nice move around, but he just can't get the ball to drop. Olin Jackman comes up with the rebound to Parks. He has Fletcher for three, and that's Fletcher for three, up to 8 already. And Leeds come away with the defensive rebound. He has Eisenbarger looking to create a shot. Marsden comes inside, he's in the key. That's a nice move by Marsden over Scott Martin. Noticing Leeds lining up 2 substitutes coming on. The play gets stopped, but meanwhile it's Marsden inside, and there's the first 3-point effort from Eisenbarger, which was off, but Marsden was away.
In his full fitness, because his energy coming off the bench has been missing, hasn't it, with carrying the injury?
Yeah, he's carried the injury, and obviously still his daughter's still only a month old. There's a nice 2-point from Parks from just rebound. Fletcher with the ball, harassed by Lufadeju, but he holds onto it, spins round, creates space for the shot, and knocks down the 2. The one Fletcher looking really. There's Sandoval's 3-point efforts off, but again Marsden gets the rebound, and this time it's Harris, but Harris hasn't quite got into his rhythm since he come on. He has Sandoval going to the basket. Again, shots off. Great spot from Drew Lasker, who took the rebound and found Parks wide open. And that's a 3 in transition. Lovely play from Drew Lasker and a great shot from Julia Parks.
Yeah, we've got. Yeah, he's not made a shot yet tonight, but you know he's got to keep firing them up. Him hitting outside shots is important to the Eagles. This is going to be a last tough 1 minute 40 for Leeds because they're already in foul trouble.
And there's 2-point shot from Martin on Matthew. Marsden launches a 3 that hits the front of the rim. Offensive rebound taken by Clayfell Harris, and then Eddie Matthew misses a wide open 3. Seemed to rush it a little bit. Here's Parks, he finds Jackman going for the 3, and he splashes that one home. Eagles 27-10, looking real. And he makes a second. That's the end of the first quarter with the Eagles leading 27-12.
Well, you pick up there that Sanderville's first point of the night. Eisenberger not on the score sheet yet. This is a totally different situation to what we had at Leeds, where they were making some really good cuts, some really good screens to get people open for shots. The Eagles have simply closed down everything, maybe bar 1 shot tonight.
5 that finished the quarter. Eisenbarger at the point, guarded by Lasker. He finds Anebo, who's coming in, trying to back Jackman up. Does well Anebo then. Nice little lane over. It's hot for the Eagles, try to reply. Fletcher isolates one-on-one at the top of the drive in, gets up for the through and makes the 2-point shot.
Game, he almost celebrated till midnight for getting a block on Fletcher, but tonight Fletcher's got the better of that matchup.
Sanders, nice little jump shot from just inside the free throw line, makes it 2, 29-16 to Eagles as Flanoy brings the ball forward. He's into the key, out to Jackman for a long range 3 again. The one thing I have to say about Olin Jackman, he's shooting 60% overall from both 2 and 3-point range when you add it together, but his three-point shooting at Sports Centre always seems to be spectacular. There's Eisenbarger coming back for Leeds. He tries a three-pointer. That's just off, but a good offensive rebound by Anibo, but he can't make the put back. Matthew picks it up. He finds Harris. Harris back out to Eisenbarger. Great steal from Van Flanoy. He finds Fletcher in the open court, who finds Jackman. Jackman on the trail, slams a two-handed dunk home. Guys. Quick inbound from Eisenbarger to Marsden. He finds Sandoval. Sandoval straight off the bench and shoots a three and makes it. That's the first one.
Yeah, Fletcher's been causing quite a few problems out there, but Leeds, without question, have upped the defence this quarter.
There's Hart coming off the screen, catch and shoot. I think that's probably due a Hart signature move in a lot of respect.
So far in this game.
That's a nice pass though from Eisenbarger. Finds an Evo at the long two, but can't make it. Parks finds Lasker. Lasker's gone straight through the middle of the Leeds defence and lays it in. And the game. Fletcher returning, as is Scott Martin. Berens obviously looking for more minutes with Defoe out and needing to make a mark. He has Anibo just defending Anibo, and he's done well there, but Anibo's done
As well, I thought Scott Martin did a really good job on Marsden before, and Christian Berens is out there guarding Armand Anibo.
There's Berens again.
Oh,
nice,
great pass.
Nice pass to Joe Hart, and Joe Hart makes it for his first minutes of the game for Leeds. Matt Newby's trying to find a guard combination that's going to work for him. Yep, there we go again, another offensive rebound from Marsden. This time he put it back. There's Josh Gill trying to find Marsden. There's Marsden. Nice ball fake from Marsden. Great block though, a great block from Berens. And there's the quarterback pass again from Joe Hart, but this time Josh Gill got back and knocked it free. Yes, Sandoval, the finger roll, for that Dave's been making about Eagles needing to get a hand or a body on him. There's Lasker now with the ball. He finds Fletcher. Fletcher fakes the shot over Sandoval, and in it goes for Tim Berens, comes away, gives that to Martin. Martin pointing to him, to Berens, where he wants him to go. Martin coming across. Berens coming inside. He's going to go strong against Oliver Hirons. He does, and he makes a really good layup. And interesting to see the whole Eagles bench up there applauding that move from Christian Berens.
That is nice to see, because you know the importance of chemistry, and that helps to create chemistry within the Eagles team. And you mentioned before about a Leeds player taking shots. I don't think he should be taking those shots. They've got to try and get their better shooters open.
That's Josh Short. Drew Lasker takes the rebound, finds Dre Parks, who's now back in the game.
I'm an admirer of Rob Marsden. I'm an admirer of Oliver Highlands. I'm a huge admirer of Armand Anibo. But the thing about those three, they're normally good at sticking in what they're good at. Tonight, Oliver seems to be going out of it, and if he has a chance to shoot, he's sticking it up. That's not necessarily in the best interest of Leeds. What a block.
Yeah, great block by Drew Lasker. There's Fletcher finding Parks, and Parks, that's 4 quick points for isolating one-on-one with Anibo, and he's trying to drive to the basket. Finds Lasker just. Lasker tries a 2-point shot, fades. Eisenbarger finds Gill, and there's another block from Drew. I think they'll be very, very disappointed going into the locker room. 50 to 28, and to be fair, I think it's a good reflection of the game. I think the scoreline flatters neither team. Eagles have played well at both ends, and Leeds haven't played well at both ends.
Leeds are having a reasonably good season. I know they're only 4-11, but they're being competitive. The game they lost to the Eagles at home, I think they only lost by 5. But the thing tonight is every single Eagles player who's defended Sandoval or Eisenbarger has done a terrific job on them. So far they're getting it. I mean, one of the really good things about the Leeds' performance in the home court was how well they defended Parks and Fletcher's drives, but tonight all they're doing against them is fouling them.
There's a nice move by Sanders. Only 4 points in the first half. Now Eisenbarger trying to find Nebo inside, he does so. Now he's finding Nebo again, and that's a nice pass from Jack Eisenbarger and a nice lane by Nebo. He almost gets to the basket. Sanders finds him outside, and there's a 3-point effort from Eisenbarger, just off, but nice touch off by Nebo for the rebound. Marsden picks it up. Here's Sanders trying to work to the basket. Fade away jump shot's good, and there's a 6-0 run now. 16 points to gap.
That's his, what is it, 8th point. I think every single one has been off like a little fadeaway off 1 foot.
Yes, Parks going for 3 at the other end, and Dre Parks drills his low. Obviously that shooter's not in rhythm. There's Dre Parks pulling up for a 3, but probably not a very good shot there, and he's just come off the rim. Here's Sanders at the other end, and lays it in despite good. There's Martin at the other end. Jackman trying to make himself big on Nebo in the middle. Martin coming, he finds Parks cutting to the basket. He throws it back out to Fletcher. Fletcher finds Jackman inside. Jackman finds Hart. Hart works himself into a shooting position, makes an error. He has, and again, is it that confidence thing about not coming off the bench, expecting to do something immediately? You start, you get a chance to get into the game and get your rhythm going. That certainly seems to be in it with Joe Hart tonight. But there's good work by Marsden inside to create an ascendancy in this quarter. 56-39 the score with Eagles, but they've pulled back quite a few points there. The gap is 17 of this. Fletcher going to the basket and actually gets his own rebound.
And putback was all in Jackman, but Fletcher at all, I don't know what idea is, that was a tremendous leap and a controlled tapping to put his own shot back in.
It's an aggressive move by Marsden inside. Back out to Eisenbarger again for 3. That's twice now that Marsden's created that by Lasker. Finds Hart. Hart looking to drive for the basket but couldn't get there, so he finds Parks outside. Shot clock ticking down, only 5-4, but there's Parks driving all the way to the basket. Really good move by Dre Parks. He's up to 19 points on the night. There's Sanders, inside, outside. Nice play by Sanders at the other end. You know, that shows the worth to the Eagles. Scott Martin only scoring 2 points, but he's done a lot of good defensive work. There's Lasker spinning to the basket, but he's just failed to make that shot. Yes, Eisenbarger finds Marsden and on the trail, and Marsden do a nice move inside from Matthew. He finds Eisenbarger. Sanders, one-touch basketball, but Eagles staying alive on defense even though the ball was fizzing around. Jackman finds Fletcher. Fletcher makes the layup. Shots, yes, Joe Hart though coming back the other way. He finds a wide open Fletcher, but that shot's off. Eisenbarger couldn't hold it in. Flournoy gets it out to Joe Hart, and Joe Hart drains the 3. Now Eagles lead by 19, but Leeds was much better from Leeds in that quarter.
Yeah, you know they started reasonably well, but the Eagles didn't start well at all. And then Leeds somehow found a way to get into what I thought they'd done so well down at their motion stuff with lots of cuts. And the one thing about playing against switching defence is cuts are harder to defend than pick and rolls and screens. And they've really put some effort into cutting and moving the ball. They're just not quite getting the finish they should, but the Eagles' offence took ages to get going, and luckily for them, it did get going by the end of the quarter.
Eisenbarger, he finds Marsden. Marsden to Nebo. Nebo misses his shot again. Eisenbarger for a deep 3, and he makes it.
So to get away from them. But there's been some highs for them as well, and I think one of them has been Behrens' contribution. I think the way Scott Martin's guarded, but also they're now getting some good ball movement. And isn't it easier to hit shots when there's good movement?
Yeah. Leeds come back now after the timeout. Let's see what they'll come up with. Isaac Murray staying on the court. Sandoval finds Marsden, who drives inside, and Christian Behrens coming up with a huge block outside for Murray for 3, and Martin takes a rebound. So Christian definitely doing a lot of great work on defense, and he's the first one down the court, which is what they want to see. Fletcher finds him, and a nice lane from Behrens. Rebound from Behrens. Finds Parks to Fletcher. Fletcher shake and bake inside, and there's that left-handed floater into again. We've still got nearly over 4.5 minutes left to go. What I'm liking about the Eagles here is that everybody who gets the ball seems to be trying to call a play. Although to be fair, there, Dre Parks is a little bit sloppy with the ball, and Joe Hart didn't move well to the basket, but then he tried to find Dre Parks. Nice pass there from Sanders at the other.
Difficult to hearing you there, man. That just shows that the relief in the crowd, doesn't it? They really got into this, supporting the team in the second half, and it'll be a huge relief to them to know that the Eagles are back alive and well.
10 points now, Christian Barons, double figures.
Yeah.
Maybe
Look at his appetite for defence as well.
Yeah, definitely got a big bit between the teeth. There's Aidan Appleyard coming on for his first minutes, and he knocked.
Place will go wild if Danny Horter scores.
Scott Martin for 3, nothing but string. 85. Which was good. The Eagles were supposed to be going to Leicester on the 25th of February, but it looks like that game will now be called off because of the beating. And there we go. There's the one that Dave called before. Danny Horter makes a great drive to the basket. They're young guys here out on the court. They're getting valuable minutes here. As we go into the last 30 seconds, Leeds will pump, and there's a great steal from Drew Lasker. He finds Scott Martin, and Scott Martin puts the exclamation point on the win. So there's a final score. The final score, Eagles winning by 90-65. Probably a pretty fair reflection of the game overall. Eagles, in most of the time, were comfortable. Leeds did make a good push in the third quarter to try and get back in the game and looked a little bit more lively. But Eagles will be well pleased with that, particularly getting a good starting role for Joe Hart and for Christian Barons to get some good minutes, and Eagles back to winning ways. Right, we'll see you and hear from you from next week when Eagles play Bristol at home. And until then, good night from Northumbria University Sports Centre.